Hey, Boise. Before we get into today's show, can you help us out? We need 100 people to fill out our quick listener survey. It's easy and fun and about making our show even better and more useful for you. It's all multiple choice and it won't take more than 5 minutes. Plus, anyone who takes the survey will be eligible to win a $250 Visa gift card. Visit citycast.fm/survey right now. That's citycast.fm/survey. Today on CityCast Boise, summer's finally here, but trying to fit in all your fave warm weather activities can be kind of stressful. So we're trying to make things a little easier. Over the next few weeks, you'll be hearing our summer entertainment guide, recommendations for what to do in Boise and how to do them best. Today we're starting with patio season. The king of summer himself, 103.5's Mateo, is here and he has the down low on the best happy hours, most breathtaking views, and best spots for people watching. It's Wednesday, June 7th. I'm Emma Arnold, and this is what Boise's talking about. Hi, Mateo.
It is so good to see you again.
Yeah, you too. Best. Welcome back. I'm glad you're here.
Thank you.
What are your thoughts on patio season? Are you a patio guy? Do you love a patio?
I love a patio for multiple reasons. Being on a patio is the least of them, believe it or not, because when patio season kicks in, you use the term, so I know that you know what that means, but when patio season kicks in, everything in the city turns upside down, the energy changes, people change, the vibes change. I just believe it's like a thing in the air. So even if you don't do a patio all summer long, when season is in effect, I feel like people are just like better.
Yeah, I hadn't thought about that. You're right. Like everybody's in short sleeves. They're in sundresses. They're just feeling kind of breezy. Everybody's ready to people watch or be people watched. So
yes.
Yeah, you're right. It is kind of a nice vibe.
Yeah.
What about, do you like a rooftop vibe better than a patio vibe? Like which is better? What do you want to see more of in town?
Right. So I think I'm a sucker for a rooftop, mostly because there's not many and not enough in Boise. There are more than you would expect, but it's a vibe being up there. And there are so many cool views in Boise. We don't have massive skyscrapers blocking everything from the foothills and everything else. So I think that it's such a missed opportunity. Not that anyone that has one is doing things wrong. But how do we have a rooftop pool yet? Can we get a rooftop pool, please?
I was just about to say that. That's so funny. I was literally like, I have to say, when I was in Houston last time, I got invited to this party that was up on top of a roof. They had a Texas-shaped pool at this hotel. I don't remember what it was. But I was like, why doesn't Boise have an Idaho-shaped pool at the top on a roof? Like, That's what I want. If we're going to grow, that's the direction I'd like to grow in.
Yes, absolutely. Up and in the water. I'm with it. I've got several friends that do different things in the industry in Scottsdale. And so you go down there and obviously it's summer like year round, but there are rooftop pools everywhere. And it is such a vibe. It is so much fun for birthdays and bachelorettes and you name it, everyday shenanigans. Someone's got to do it. If I have to go on a roof and inflate a pool myself and put floaties on and throw a party, I will do it. Just tell me where to go.
That actually sounds like a great party. I'd like to be invited to that, please.
Perfect.
So what about, what's a classic Boise patio that everybody should go to at least once in their life? What's your go-to?
Right. Oh, man. Well, I think that what I didn't realize was that one of the newest ones is one of the most legendary. And I hadn't thought of it like that. But that big giant patio on the north end that Lost Grove just moved into.
Oh, yeah.
Used to be Sunray Cafe. Mm-hmm. And correct me if I'm wrong, but was that Lucky 13 before that?
Yeah, I was just going to say, and before that, Lucky 13, old timers will remember. That is one of the best patios in Boise, Hyde Park. That is a very good one. I didn't know.
Huge.
So Lost Grove just moved in there.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they just moved in. They're open now. You can go in there and eat and drink on the famous patio. People have loved this space for years, and it's huge and it's super welcoming. And now you can you get back in there.
Yeah, I love that one. My pick is Bar Guernica. Always going to be
yes.
favorite patio for me is Bar Guernica. Love their food, of course, obviously, and their drinks and stuff are great.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like that's one of the best people watching spots. You
Totally,
know,
yeah.
everybody's kind of making their way downtown. You get to see. Last time I was there, I was like watching prom kids go by, watching business people from out of town wander through the Basque block. You get to see everybody who's like, you know, tarted up to go to 6th and Main and have a good time. Like you kind of get to see everybody funnel into downtown from there.
Yeah, and if there's something happening at the arena right there too, you can get after flow from hockey games or concerts or comedy shows, whatever it might be. That's a good point.
Yeah,
it's a very good people watching spot. In fact, the entire street does, because Bardonnais has a super great patio as well. A little shaded, little gated situation there. So yeah, I would say that entire block is pretty solid.
Bardonnais been killed for me a little bit, the patio, because when I was single, every single first date I went on, they would take you to the patio. I feel like that's like the only straight white guy place to take people in Boise, Idaho is, every time they'd be like, do you want to go to the patio of Bardonnais? And I'd be like, this place again? Okay. That's all I'd ever do.
No more sautés.
I know, that's exactly what I get every time. Oh, no. Oh, you read me. That was exactly. Yeah. I also really enjoy, obviously, the Bitter Creek Red Feather, the 8th Street, any patio along there.
Yes.
A favorite of mine any time of year, Pie Hole patio. That's some real great people watching. A late night, watch fights happen. Back when it was Fatties, you could, watch bouncers pushing people out the door.
Oh, yeah.
So, those are good ones.
The best thing to happen to that was closing the street down, right? Because I always forget. If you go on Google Maps and you do that thing where you go back in time, you can see street view, like, the last few phases. And you can see when cars were going up and down and parking on it. And you forget that was a thing because it's so nice now to be able to just roam the street. All those patios are a little bit extended still. Many of them are. And it's so much friendlier,
Hey, CityCast Boise, it's Michael Ziviak. While CityCast Boise works hard every day to connect you with the stories that matter most, I'm working in the background to make sure that our listeners are connecting with the best that Boise has to offer. So what does that look like? It means meeting with the people who make Boise what it is. The business owners, the stakeholders, the decision makers. The Boiseans who put together those food festivals you enjoy, the concerts you attend, the exhibits you can't miss, and who make those candles your mom can't stop talking about. If this sounds like you, let me help you get your message out to the city's best audience with an ad right here on CityCast Boise and on our sister daily newsletter, Hey Boise. Shoot me an email at ads@citycast.fm and let's connect.
So you're out with friends, you're doing an adult night, but not like, not a rowdy adult night. Like, these are some friends of yours who are classy. Which patio are you going to for like a casual hang? You're getting good food, you're getting a drink. What are you doing?
I'm going, now I was actually going to say this will give your Bardonnais date thing a run for its money, but I was going to go Barbacoa rooftop patio on the roof. And if you get there for happy hour, it's buy one, get one.
Nice. Yeah.
So you do BOGO drinks. You get some appetizers up there. You soak up the sun. You get the perfect view of the foothills. And it's the not crazy night out that seems to turn into a crazy night out because you start doing buy one, get ones. And all of a sudden it's, where are we going next? And not, well, I was going to see you. It was same time next week.
You find out your classiest friends actually aren't your classiest friends past 9 p.m.
Yes, exactly. Everyone falls apart. I've been there far too many times. But that's my vote. That's where I'm going.
That's good. I really like that. What about romantic patio? Where, we're talking not a first date, but this is somebody you really like. Where are you taking them?
Listen, Emma, you don't know me very well, but I'm not the strongest in the romantic category. That might surprise you, I know. But I've really enjoyed the vibes at Western Proper. I think it's trendy. It's not too debaucherous unless you make it that. And their patio isn't very deep, but if you get on there, like they have all that greenery that's hanging kind of over the street and the trees and kind of like that vintage aesthetic. I love it to death. And I would say that's a pretty good spot to do some apps and some drinks and not worry about the the debauchery creeping up on you.
Yeah, that's a good one. Earlier in the day, red feather, obviously, great
Oh,
patio. I love that for a brunch patio.
Yes.
When the weather's nice and it's kind of breezy out. I love that one. That's a good date patio one too, I think.
Yeah, and the mode is like
Yeah.
kitty corner, right? Yeah, that's a good one too.
Yeah, that's a good one. So what about, Boiseans were wild about our dogs. So what
Right.
about where's somebody that somewhere that someone could take their furry friend with them?
I think my understanding is that the popular dog patio spots have become breweries. Now, a lot of them don't serve food, although they have food trucks out front. But several of my friends have really adopted Clairvoyant as kind of their dog-friendly patio with a food truck out front and some beers inside. Super big, kind of off the beaten path, so you're not surrounded by a million other bar goers. It's a chill little vibe.
I like Payette Brewing for that. I don't ever
Yes.
bring my dog. My dog's a maniac, but and then scared of everything. But
Yeah.
Payette's really nice for that. And I've seen dogs there, and they have that big fire pit out there. I feel like that's a really good casual,
Yeah.
if you're taking a walk on the greenbelt, you have your dogs, you can stop and have a beer and just kind of hang out there. I feel like that's a really good
Is that the
spot,
one with
too.
like it has like the turf down on the back, kind of
Yeah.
like that?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. I haven't been there in years, but I remember it well, and I loved it. There's so many now.
There's so many. I know. Literally, we could sit here and name breweries for like
Right.
an hour and a half. You mentioned rooftop hangs, and I when we were kind of going through this, I could think of Z's, but I couldn't actually think of any
Yes.
other good rooftop hangs. Like I have somebody from out of town. They want to take pictures of the Boise skyline. Where should they go? What's a good rooftop hang?
I've got to go with Z. So Z is a great human being. If you get a chance to know him, and it's more of a popular wedding venue. But if you go during the week, I love it for multiple reasons. You get a picture of the foothills, a great view of the city. There is I'm bad with technical terms, as a sort of a clause in the coding that will not allow their view to get blocked.
Oh.
So that's not going anywhere.
Oh, nice.
And for whatever reason, like it's still kind of a pretty good secret lunch spot.
Yeah.
Like if you go up there for lunch, it's never super, super busy, which is great. And Z is like one of the best chefs in the state of Idaho, like award-winning chef. And so even like the gyro, you can tell I go a lot. Or they have this like Thai peanut veggie bowl that's like amazing.
I love that one. Yeah.
And he does such a great job. That's my vote for sure.
That's such a good one. And it's so funny. Like you say, secret. I had been in Boise for most of my life.
Yeah.
And I had booked like a commercial gig, and they were like, oh, we'll take a break and we'll go up and have lunch. And I was like, we were riding up the elevator, and I was like, oh, I guess they have like a cafeteria. And then we got up there and I was like, what? There's a restaurant up here? I'd been here for like 30 years and I had no idea. So yeah, that is a great, great spot. People should check out Z's for sure. This is a little divisive. I know people have strong feelings one way or the other, but are you pro or anti those little water misters on the patios? Like Bardnay has them, a few other places. You like those or hate them?
Well, listen, every good mister needs maintained.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing worse than being under an old mister that's dripping half of the hose's water flow on your head. But I'm pro mister.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
That's great. Yes.
I know. I used to hate them because, if you have them, they get kind of gross. And sometimes, it depends on where you're sitting. I feel like
Right.
often I've been like the one person getting misted, and everybody else is like, oh, these are nice. And I'm like, help. But now that it's like 110 all summer, I've become very pro mister. We actually have one on our own patio, and they're great, actually.
Nice.
They really do cool it down. So what are your rules? What do people need to know in order to plan and enjoy a good patio or rooftop outing?
Look, I think that especially when it comes to, I'm going to say this, rooftops and patios, I think you need to make plans and meet on time because they'll fill up quick. And us Boiseans like to take our time with it. We'll sit down and nobody's in a rush. And so if you're waiting to, get in there and get a seat or whatever, A, there's probably somebody in front of you. And B, whoever's at the table right now is not going to hurry for you. So, especially with some of these happy hour deals, like I know that BOGO at Barbacoa will get a line out the door before they open at 4 on a Tuesday. It's just how it rolls. So I would make plans, plan ahead, make reservations if you can. I'm sure that restaurants appreciate that. And lather on some sunscreen, man. It's a dry heat out here. You got to protect the skin. and get ready to go in. Waterproof it for the misters too.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I feel like we're still in this like small town mentality. And just a few weeks ago, I had a friend in town and we went down and didn't have reservations. And I was like, oh, crap. I keep thinking it's 2008 and I keep not making reservations. So yeah, it's time, Boise. We got to accept you're a little city now. You got to make reservations when you head down, especially for a popular spot like Bardonnay. For sure, make reservations.
Yeah. Proper. Fork. We left out Fork. They have a great patio down there.
Fork does have a great patio. Yeah.
And I'll take reservations. So highly recommend for sure.
All right. Well, Mateo, thank you so much. We appreciate you popping in and letting us know. And hey, let's grab some happy hour specials sometime out on the patio.
I'll bring the inflatable pool. I'm there.
And I'll bring my mister.
Perfect.
We know how to party.
Yes.
All right. Thanks, Mateo.
Thank you.
And here's some news to know today. On Monday, Boise chef Chris Kamori made history. He won a National James Beard Award for Best Chef in the Mountain category for his restaurant Kin. At the Chicago award ceremony, where his whole restaurant staff was in attendance, Kamori acknowledged the often overlooked Boise food scene and his place in it, saying, quote, "This is for the city of Boise and the whole Treasure Valley of Idaho. This is for the farms and ranchers and purveyors." That's all for today here on CityCast Boise. If you enjoyed the show, we'd love it if you'd leave us a review. We'll be back tomorrow morning with our takes on the Idaho-grown flick Napoleon Dynamite. Bye.